Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Battle of Waterloo. We have obviously the United Kingdom of the Netherlands here, which was controlled by myself, and we have the Kingdom of England here, and all the second armies here, the AI armies, are all in the same composition as you see, the structure and their layouts. We have Prussia here and Spain on the very end, making quite an early push. Now, early on in the battle, we're going to be focusing mainly on what I have been doing. So let's go all the way to this leftmost righter flank. So obviously we're versing Napoleon Bonaparte in this French survival war in the territory of Belgium in Waterloo, of course. So my men pushing up here. Now, you'll see quite early on I use my cav the most. So actually, look at this massive battle though. So I've only played 2 hours of Empire Total, but I'm absolutely loving it. And as you can see, I had some trouble commanding the forces here. As you see, sometimes they like jolt up and go, but that's alright because it bought my unit some time to move forward. But as you can see over here, I mean, engagements have already started. Bombardments are flying over. I didn't even know this was a thing, but look at this. This mortar is going to send that flying into this army. Narrowly misses, so lucky for the French there. Obviously this is an alternative. Waterloo's not historically accurate, unfortunately, but nonetheless you'll have to wait and see what happens. So my men draw their swords and they're charging, and they're actually headed for this line infantry right here, which is actually quite unwilling right now. They're just sort of standing around, and now they decide. They see the cav coming, they're marching forward, they're like, oh crap. Oh shit. So we've got quite a nice little heal here that we could have used to our advantage. But we decide to skip the main unit here and decide to directly charge into the flank, doing quite a lot of damage, as you can see. And then the second wave directly incoming there. They're already firing at me, the French here. Now what I did, I ordered my men to keep pulling through and let this second charge keep on attacking. So they're just slaughtering this line infantry now. They've already lost 15 men in that initial charge. They're doing quite well to hold back. They're already firing at my men. My men not in range yet. They're still preparing. And of course they have this mortar unit which I'm trying to absolutely decimate right now. The reason it's a bit laggy, of course, is because it's a massive battle. Now I'm just decided, you know what, I'm sending all my men to different flanks. So here they are charging into the enemy gloriously, while the French there decide to pull back. And I said, you know what, that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. So obviously here, the English are about to engage this French cav unit here. Quite suspicious there. My forces mainly composed of my unit right over here. They're mainly right here in this little forest area, united, and my cav just going mayhem, just absolutely tearing up the place. But you know, they're not very well structured, so they're just all over the place. So I will be losing them shortly, but right now I'm trying to do as much damage as I can. As you see here, getting prepared for a charge in the back. And they're flying, they're going flying. That guy just got knocked over. And that'll really help my unit and infantry line here engage, which they are doing just that. But that's doing quite a lot of friendly fire as well. So my reinforcements here are arriving slowly but steadily. And these men continuously hammering down. My left flank now pushing up, taking their time as they are not receiving any imminent threat. My cav's still here, pushing on. They've already routed this line infantry here on the Choix à pied. Let's go ahead and look at any other engagements that have happened here. The British here, the cav have engaged each other. The Prussians are still forming up, and these British are calmly shooting from a safe distance there. Now, I don't think the Spanish engage until quite later on. As you see, they're reforming to reposition themselves all the way closer to the middle. Okay, so going back to our forestry region, we have my general just calmly watching the battle there. So as you see, we routed, all our cav have been routed here, but nonetheless they've done significant amount of damage, reducing these forces to half their size. Now, Their cavs immediately engaging my forces. They cannot bring up their bayonets in time. The French cav led by Bonaparte himself, and they have to turn around, and my men will soon direct fire at this new incoming threat. While this French unit flees, I have been the only one that's really engaged anyone so far, apart from those mortars just flying over one another, not doing too much. This is a very big choke point in the map here that is not used by anyone. As you see, it kind of splits these two French legions up, but oh, that mortar, that damage. These forces are just all standing here, not really being too much of use, really. The lucky thing is they were on a hill, so they will not be hitting any friendlies today. No sirree. You can see this massive volley. Did you see that? I'm really liking the smoke effects. They're all picking their targets off one by one in this alternate Waterloo scenario. I think some engagements have happened here. You can see some French forces free, and the enemy general has been murdered. I'm guessing that was that initial cav that firstly charged in there. My line infantry here is now retreating, getting a couple last jabs in there as his fellow countrymen are running. He has to run as well. But you can see here my reinforcement just bolstering through, even stabbing some of their own men, just saying, nah, we're dedicated. We are winning this battle. Now I'm sending some of my other units here to engage this Regiment Entrant right over there. And my line infantry here, slowly but steadily firing. I'm getting my my 3 liber horse artillery now to start firing on this unit right back here, which is isolated from my unit. So I calmly start firing on that, because they're sending volleys into the backs of their own men as well as mine. You can see the dead horses there. This guy's still alive. Oh, he's getting back. Get back up, sir. We're pushing them back slowly but steadily. We are pushing them back here in this overview, but we are losing in this initial attack. So sooner or later I need to send my province men back into this infantry right there. This French cav unit is routing through that choke point, and the English are in full pursuit of the French army in an initial engagement. And you can see artillery flying over here, narrowly missing this Prussian line infantry, and an allied general has been killed. I believe it is a Prussian. It is indeed. This unit, though, nonetheless still fighting. Probably would have been a better idea to start controlling this village soon, but we're going to get a charge in here. Oh, they've decided to stop the general's bodyguard there. If these Prussian line infantry just get a couple of good shots at them, that would be glorious. You can see here, this gentleman unit, they're getting absolutely obliterated. The Spanish, very laid back. If they would have engaged, maybe things would have turned differently. I'm all the way isolated on this flank here. I've repositioned my units to defeat these units here. Now, forming out of a square formation after defeating this cav, my men will be lining up to take care of this last infantry unit that's remaining right here. Look at that sight, the general's bodyguard charging in. They would be really scared. This one cav unit even doing some damage, but no, they decide to turn around and they'd rather hit them in the back, which is a lot smarter of a move, and they will do exactly that right here. Now the men have decided to turn their attention, and now these units can start picking off one by one their leftovers. Right, my men right here firing their swords, firing their bullets into the enemy as they rout. They've decided, apologies, to send some reinforcements in from this right flank, and my men here obviously have trapped this line infantry that is now routing, and now I'm in full pursuit of these incoming French forces. But I do not realize that there's a French general's bodyguard ready and attacking me on the side, but it's okay. My men have quickly initially and made a good prompt decision to form into a square formation. One French soldier even finding himself in between the units there. Okay, now let's have a look at these engagements in this area. So obviously the French are engaging the British, and the Prussians doing quite well, but then again this sort of town area has been locked down by the French, and although the French lose an admiral here in my battle line. The enemy do not know it here, and they still fight dependently. These spikes have been deployed quite tactically to defend their mortars from any incoming friendly units of my allies. Great Britain here is not rallying, but they're fleeing. As you can see, the Prussians here are trying to chase down this gunderman unit that's absolutely gone in the back. The Spanish still holding back, not fighting yet. Obviously, Waterloo was a lot different to this. I mean, I decided to have some fun with it, even with the faction selections. But there you go, the Spanish not engaging. They are behind this whole unit here, so that means they can soon come to aid of the Prussians. The Prussians here doing quite well, firing upon the English here, and you can see that they're doing their best to attack, while the mortars are even targeting the enemy. The mortars of the friendly, they're not even caring if they hit their allies. But these guys are absolutely going to demolish this left flank very shortly. Alright, as you can see, my war here is going quite well. We've routed these units here, and most of my forces are encircling this one line infantry, which will be going well to plan. I'm sending these men through the enemy line, trying to pull them in the back. But this left side, I'm not doing too greatly. This square formation is helping me a lot, though. Okay, so you can see lots of Frenchmen routing in my area. These units up here all routing, of course. But if you look at my allies, it's very neck and neck in a stalemate. My units here, of course, now having pulled out their bayonets, cannot return to their initial state, and they are fleeing. I'm sending these early units already over to aid in Britain's assault, and of course I'm sending these units and targeting them to fire new locations. Right, so there's not much interesting happening here for my side of the battle at the moment. So you can see here 3 units fleeing, 2 French, 1 British. That's fine with me. Obviously those reinforcements are going to do a lot of damage. Oh, that boulder narrowly missing. I believe that was one of mine even, or it may have been indeed. So we got, I'm pretty sure, yeah, no, this is just again the main unit here fleeing the battle at the sight of those terrifying cannons. And how the reinforcements, line infantry, I love watching these volleys. Let's go ahead and see if we can find anything. Oh no, they're deciding to move a little bit closer into a better positioning, as this cav unit just runs through its own forces and flees. Men! Aim! Present! Retreat! They're all over the place. You can see Spanish just moving their forces now, not doing too much apart from some nice damage here with these mortars. Let's see if this one will hit. And it will, as just before the British charge into the enemy. Marvelous work there. Just so many banners all over the place. All these men gloriously fighting. My general here even getting into the fray. He's just returned from a bloody battle. Okay, so the most righteous flank has been won, and my men here in the forest are determined and are pushing the French back. You can see the French are fleeing here as they get picked off one by one of my units. I've ordered my units to charge in here into the side of this French unit, and they will waver very shortly. British here quite well positioned, very oddly positioned. You can see that they're just look at these soldiers though. They just look absolutely epic. Very nicely units, very nicely coloured, I'd say. And we're gonna see this epic first charge, first volley. Present. Oh, you guys missed. No, you wouldn't have missed. Nah, it's fine. I just really want to catch a volley. But you can see in the background there, lots of damage being done, firing into the backs of these Frenchmen who just wavered a British unit, but now my units coming in to aid, running into the backs of this French line there. They're doing tremendously well. We've routed these 2 French units. I'm sending one of my forces to make sure that these French 100% rout, and I'm redirecting my attention to this British advance. Alright, so the British allies here are routing despite my aid. We are now in pursuit of these French forces here. and exciting stuff. Look, friendly fire happening all over the place. Maybe the British are just getting in some of their grudges. This Trump, oh, they don't know what's going to hit them. They're just going to get absolutely wrecked inside. Men are falling indeed. But Bonaparte's military genius will come to show in the end of this battle. Oh, look at those volleys. These guys all tightly formatted together, which is not very smart. They're going to get absolutely shot in the back. Very tragically, but I mean, they are the enemy, so it doesn't matter. The Spanish finally starting to deploy some of their forces into battle. Not even all of their forces, but they've seen an opportunity, and they've sent in their cavalry to engage the French, and they are safely shooting their enemy with the guerrillas. And we have killed an enemy general. I believe the Spanish have. Yes, they have. In this French unit right there. That sent these men into a frenzy that they're returning from war. But quite a lot of these veterans who were fighting the British absolutely got decimated, and now they've all turned their attention towards Prussia and Spain. So luckily Spain's getting in some aid there. Now this whole western flank, of course, the British are trying to push up, but they're not pushing up all at once. So these spikes are really proving to help. You see my banners in the background slowly coming in to the aid, but it's not enough as my early units are routing from the battle. Tight army right here right now. Very close game. These spikes deployed by our friendlies have redirected their attention towards our allies though. Now our allies are going to get hit in the back by this French charge. They are unprepared as they are trying to capture this village, which they should have done earlier on. French units very well positioned here, and they're just going to move closer to engage right here. Are they going to shoot through the... Oh, no, not the poor old house, but the Spanish here, outnumbering the Frenchmen, is just a free-for-all there. They should have pulled their cav out and repositioned them, and these Prussian infantry shooting in the back of the ranks of the French right here. Glorious stuff. Here we go, we're going to see some volleys. Oh no, they've repositioned. French here being pursued by the British, the Spanish, apologies, and they're going to start taking fire very shortly. Very glorious stuff here. I'm assuming they're fighting. Yeah, they're definitely shooting these guys. Oh, what's this? We've got a one-on-one fully engagement happening here. Except the Spanish seem to have put their attention to the backs of this French infantry there. But this French infantry, this whole line here is just... Look how chronically... Alright, they're all going to fight at the same time. Watch this. That's epic. That's really cool. And they are doing a lot of damage. You can see the bodies here. Tremendous amount of damage there. Okay, my forces now are coming to the aid of the British who... You know, there's a couple remaining. And... So now my unit here that's wavering is wavering, but that's okay. They've directed the French's attention to this southern point here, and now my line infantry here is coming in a reinforcing charge, which is fine. So you can see the graphics a lot better now, luckily, because now there is lots of less lag. So tell me what you guys like to see, what type of battles. I'm very new to this. Prussians here getting cut down, absolutely getting cut the F down, which I mean is alright. They're not going to use that too much. Big battle happening here between the Prussians, the Spanish, and the French, of course. French having not many allies. This coalition here, of course, very determined to stop Bonaparte's second assault into the Netherlands and the known world. Right, this reinforcing charge should give a morale boost once more. Just lots of scattered mishaps happening here. This French Chasseur appeared unit is absolutely running for their lives now, but they're going to get a good volley off into my men just before they charge. Desperately trying to shoot there. Now the charge is happening with the Frenchmen here, not giving care in the world. They'll fire at their friendlies anyway. Oh, we've got some one-on-one happening here. Oh. Who will win this epic battle? Oh, but the reinforcements of the British are coming. And now he's like, oh god. Ah! Ah! He's running. Even though the Brits are fleeing in the background, actually to French territory in the Alps there, rather than to the safety there, where my men are fleeing. I don't know how this French unit is still standing, but they are losing decisively, and now they are slowly routing. A lot of these cheaper Spanish units are routing against a more experienced French force here, miraculously under the bad leadership of the Spanish, who have lost a general, and also have the Prussians. The allies here are absolutely getting demolished, and they're wavering despite my victory in the west. And I guess the UK was in quite a stalemate, but you can see here on the map the flanks were very well done by us, just the middle is where we lacked experience. These oh god, look at this slow charge. Boom. Let's see where my units are going. Alright, they're pursuing, or they might be yeah, that's what's happening. They're going around the side here. This French artillery, protected by these stakes, is heavily bombarding my men, which has sent one of my line infantry into a frenzy retreat. Alright, you can see lots of waving banners. The battle has been lost. My men cannot do it all on their own, and they decide to flee, proudly holding the banners nonetheless. Now my forces have redirected their attention, sorry. My remaining forces here, as you can see, they're concerned, they're eager, but they're exhausted. They're absolutely exhausted, and they're about to face an infantry here that's well experienced, well equipped, you know, still got their morale, and they've got their allies in the back. You can see loads and loads of reinforcements retreating now. My coalition, my army and the coalition is mainly the only unit that's army that's not too badly harmed here. You can see the only forces that aren't retreating is this French unit right here, which is of course a mortar unit, and they're just only thing they're doing is bombarding trees apparently, but they're getting heavily bombarded by the French here. The French definitely used them bombardments very tactically, I should say. And as you see here, Allied general dies, and my general has already died a while ago. But we win this little engagement here. But I mean, look at this. These bombardments is what gonna send my men into a frenzy here, as they're being final push. They're being bombarded with fire. Nonetheless, they decide to make an initial charge. Let's see if they can get any volleys off in time. Desperately reloading here, but they will not get a volley off, luckily, in time for my men. That looks hilarious on sped up. But that'll be a final engagement, lads. I want to say thank you all for watching. Tell me what I did wrong or what I did right. This Battle of Waterloo was epic to play and epic to watch, I hope. As you can see, this cannon fire is just insane. That's really all that remained of the French forces. Really epic battle. I'll put some more attention on the French units here that are winning. You can see there's no Allied units in sight. Really awesome alternative to what could have happened in Waterloo. Of course, this didn't happen, luckily. Or maybe unluckily. Maybe it was Napoleon who's meant to rule the world. Let's see, French here. Fire! So stereotypical. And can they get a volley off before my exhausted men come in? No, they will not. Maybe this back infantry. And my men now are getting bombarded, and they can see just as they reach the hill that the battle is lost. And this is how the game will end. So let's hear. We killed 10 more than we lost. Our allies killed not many men compared to their loss. You can see these CPU 6 and CPU 7 did very well. Lots and lots of kills happening here. 102 for this line infantry. That's insane. 155. Ladies and gentlemen, with my inexperience in this game, I'd say tell me what I did wrong, tell me what I did right, tell me if you enjoyed, tell me if you hated it. Actually, don't not the second one, because I know you didn't. But it's a long video, so I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and watch my other battles, guys.